back to my channel. It has been an incredibly long time and a lot has changed, so we'll talk about it. But the purpose of today's video is to film my new bookshelves. I have moved since my last video, and so my husband built me these new shelves. He made a little boo there and he was crashing out on himself over it, but I love them. They're really cute, and we'll see how many of my books I could realistically fit on them. But yeah, we're gonna start by packing and we'll talk while I pack. There's absolutely no method to the madness with packing these shelves. I'm thinking I will just unpack all of them first, and then maybe some type of something will start making sense in my brain and I will find a method. But as of right now, no method, just madness. So let's start. The first thing that, I started this book. Watch this video become 1 hour long because I can't stop talking because there's been just so many things happening. This is my recent buy as well. Where did I put it? It's somewhere else. Yeah, as well as the new Emily Henry, Great Big Beautiful Life. That's my current read, so we'll talk about that a little bit later. But as of right now, this is my most recent buy. I've already read this and loved it. I gave this 5 stars. I think I read it maybe 2 or 3 years ago now. But yeah, I really loved it. And that is my first buy. So I'm going to, I think I want a shelf for 5-star reads. So I'll just put that. You see, we're already forming a method. Yeah, so the first thing, by way of update, okay, The Winners was not a 5-star read for me. I think it was either 4 or 4.5, but the entire Bears On trilogy is a 5/6-star trilogy to me. My favorite book series ever, my favorite author, so he will also go in the 5-star. Right, so I've been listening now for quite a few months. I want to say 2. It could be 3. The crazy thing is that I was just speaking for at least 10 minutes. Where's the footage? Nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be found. It has started again. Yeah, it has indeed started. But we will, I guess, talk again. And now all of my rolls have been gotten out of my system. So we could do the footnotes version. I got married, I got a new job, or a job, and I moved. So that's what happened for the past 2-3 months. And it's been a lot. It's been really crazy. And all honesty, I would not lie. It has been, and my job is, at least at the very beginning of it, a lot of incredibly long hours. Sometimes I would spend 18 hours a day in the office, and it was an hour away from home. So, you know, it isn't much like that anymore, which is why I feel like now is a good time to restart my favorite thing, which is this channel, or one of my favorite things. But yeah, I have not had the time. I was wedding planning / actually getting married, and then moving, and then unpacking. So moving is one thing, and then moving in feels like another thing. It's just 2 completely different tasks because both of them are so time consuming. So, and then, you know, every weekend it's furniture shopping, appliances, you know, wedding registry. It has felt like genuinely non-stop for such a long time, and it's all been in really amazing ways. I cannot even begin to complain because I'm just so blessed and I'm so grateful for just having such a beautiful husband, and my wedding went off without a hitch. Well, I mean, okay, that's a lie because it did rain and it was supposed to be an outdoor ceremony. At least the reception was supposed to be indoors, but the ceremony was indeed supposed to be outdoors, and that obviously did not happen. Matter of fact, it could not happen because it was pouring rain all day, which was lovely. But the wedding itself was honestly incredible. I cannot thank all involved enough, and I sit back and I think about it all the time. It really and I mean, if anybody is considering whether to have the wedding or not have the wedding, I was one of those people who all of my life I literally said that I did not want a big wedding. I mean, not all of my life. I think mainly once I started to kind of grow up a bit and realize that my personality is not really one to crave the spotlight and want to be the center of attention to a bunch of people that are not really close to me for an entire day. That felt like a nightmare to me. But I made changes in my day to kind of make sure that that wasn't the case, and that I didn't feel like, one, there were too many people there. That was a huge issue at the beginning of the wedding planning process. My mom and I love that woman forever, but she loves people and she loves the drama, and so it was definitely difficult. We're starting to tumble here. It was definitely really difficult to get her on board with my direction for the wedding and how I wanted it to play out, and the fact that I didn't want a lot of people there, because to her it was like, well, why? Why would you not want 5 million people watching you get married? And I'm like, well, why would I want that? That sounds terrible. And it also is just such a sacred time, and I just didn't, there were people that I didn't care to have there, and I was just, I think, not giving up on it and being very steadfast on how I wanted the day to go. I did things like I didn't have an MC. My cousin, he does MCing, but I didn't, and he hosted our cocktail hour and introduced us, and then he kind of popped in here and there to kind of make sure things were going the way that they were supposed to go. But there was no MCing, there were no games, there were no what else, like there was no open floor for speeches. There were just a specific handful of people who came, they did their speeches. There was no hard liquor and there was no open bar. So there were things that I did that felt very me. That entire wedding was me to a T. And I think having that, where I got to have all the people that I really wanted there, and nobody extra. There was nobody there that I didn't want to be there, or at least my husband didn't want to be there, because there were obviously some people that I didn't know from his side, but I wanted them to be there because they were showing up for him, you know? There was just nobody that I felt didn't need to be there, and that felt like a weight off. It felt like I could be myself and my husband could be himself, and that was really nice, and it just made the day feel so peaceful. I also opted out of a bridal party, which I think this one is a little bit controversial, but I know my players, and I think that is part of the reason why. And I've always thought that I would be somebody who would have a bridal party, because I do have a lot of very close female friends in my life, and by friends I also include my cousins, who are my besties forever. So I mean, I can't say that it's something that I always thought I would have, but I've never even really considered not having it because I in the back of my mind always knew who it would be. So also I hope this rain is ASMR and not distracting. But yeah, I don't know, I wanted to have the least problematic and least chaotic wedding season and wedding day that I possibly could have, and I knew that having to coordinate them, bless their hearts, I love them all daily, they're all chaotic. I knew that that would just be a little bit too much for me, and as much as I am, like, I would say a visionary in certain things, like I could always explain how I want something to go, but I'm not perfect at organization and being on top of things. That's where my mom came in. But I just knew, as maybe closer to type B than type A personality, I just didn't want to deal with that. That just felt like a nightmare to me, to coordinate them and to make sure that they were on time, and because I didn't want to be late for my wedding either. I was trying to get down that aisle and meet my husband. So, you know, it was a choice that I made, and I don't have any regrets about it, to be honest, because I did ask them all to wear green, and I did have a maid of honor. My husband had a best man, so we had somebody to stand up there, and we had a flower girl and we had 2 ring bearers. So we did have, you know, kind of a bridal party, but I mean like a big bridal party. We definitely didn't have that, and I think that intentional choice alone changed my entire wedding day. I asked them to wear the same color as my maid of honor, and I asked my mom as well. So she wore, well, they all wore green, which was so nice, and it was so nice to have them in the same color and to look like my people, like they are identifiable as my people, my girls. But without the chaos of it, I also did tell them, once everybody finishes their hair and makeup and stuff, to come over and we'll all get dressed together, which was so special and so fun. And yeah, it was, I think, it played a really, really huge part in how relaxed and how happy I felt, and I felt, and I'm so glad that I was able to get there on time, and everything, the entire day just felt so perfect and chill, and it was just like a regular day, and there was no fuss, and I didn't feel like a huge center of attention. And we also opted not to have the photographer come home by me while I was getting ready, which was the next thing that I just loved. And also, this is not a wedding video. I don't know why I'm ranting. I just haven't been able to talk about really anything with my little vlog, and it felt like such a sweet moment in time that I am still not over. And everybody that I could talk to about it was there, and they experienced it, so they all know. But yeah, it really, I think, I say all this to say, if you have 2 minds about whether to do it or not, do it, but do it your way. I don't think you would ever regret, if you could afford it, to have the wedding, have the people that you want there. It could literally be, it could literally be 3 people, and it would be worth it. And it would be a wedding because it's how you want it to be, you know? So I think kind of saying no to traditions, or picking and choosing at least the traditions that you want to follow on your wedding day, is a saving grace if that's something that you're having 2 minds about. That's just my unprovoked, what is the word? Unsolicited. That's my unsolicited advice. But yeah, it was really beautiful, and I had a great time. So I think I'll stop yapping now, and then we'll pick back up the yapping when I start packing my shelves. I'm almost done. I say I'm almost done, I'm not. I have 3 boxes over there, but they're a lot smaller than the ones that I have here. So let's just get that done quickly. so we can making some progress, not a lot, but we're making progress. So I have filled in this first shelf with my 5-star reads. These are the ones that I have physically and the ones that I think still hold true, because there are some other books here that I think I rated 5 stars at the time and I don't know if I still agree with it. So these 2 bookshelves will absolutely certainly not be enough. You cannot see the state. Let me take a picture with my iPad. You cannot see what I'm sitting in right now, but yeah, this, not me being a photographer. Yeah, this isn't gonna work. So I've already decided to cut classics from the shortlist. I'm definitely going to get another shelf. So I don't know if we'll reorganize when that time comes or what, but these will not be enough. So as of right now, classics and these tiny books, I think these are mass market paperbacks, will be on the back burner. So they just don't have a home right now, which is fine, they will get one. But for now, I'm focusing on, also young adult doesn't have a place here either. I don't typically reach for young adult, so I do think that would be a waste of space. So what I'm thinking now is I have a tiny stack here of books that I've liked enough to keep, but they aren't. Also, I've changed my shirt. In case you couldn't tell, I was just feeling hot. So yeah, I have a stack here of books that I've liked but aren't like all-time favorite books. But I'm thinking that if I could fit this on one shelf and fit these last 3 shelves, because technically I have 6 shelves here. If I could fit the last 3, so this shelf, and this shelf, with this gigantic stack of unread books, which don't show my husband, because I did just ask him if I could buy some stuff for Prime Day. Yeah, just keep that a secret between me and you. And also I will be, I think maybe I need to archive some of these books that I don't really love that much. Like, they were fine, but I don't really think about them that much, you know? I want this shelf, at least right now, to reflect my reading taste, and if it cannot, then I don't know. I think they'll fit though. I think all of these that I've read and that I have physically will. Oh no! Why would that be falling? I think maybe it needs to go back in a bit. Oh yeah, it maybe needs to go back in. Yeah, I think these will fit, even though I don't even really care for them to, but they're already here. This is young adult. This is also young adult. Right, that kind of fit perfectly in there. The shelf kind of feels unstable, but it is what oh no. I forgot these 3, and these are 3 that I actually really enjoyed. So okay, we're taking these 3 out. That was not intentional. I do not mistreat books just because I didn't love them deeply. Okay, so these have been archived for the time. Right, so then this on top here is my favorite shelves, or are my favorite shelves. So let's fill in at the bottom here. I know the angle is shaky at best, but please bear with me. Also, I'm going to watch YouTube.
Place in my life.
I'm going to watch some YouTube while I pack up these bottom shelves, and then we'll talk about the shelves when I'm done.
I kind of read them in the summer by the pool, you know? That's really what I think it is. Because I don't get nervous. I remember telling my mom in the car after, and why was I so nervous? Like, this is so not me. I don't get nervous. Whereas now, I don't know, all of those feelings started in 2024. Now I'm always nervous and anxious and embarrassed. Okay, this is also not a diss. Makes me comparing the Jessica Hastings event.
Okay, so this is the third time now in this 20-minute video that I've changed, but it's actually the next day and I'm filming another video right now, but I didn't end off this video, or actually I did, and I was completely cut out of the clip. So we're refilming it, but I'm going to do it kind of rapid fire. So on this shelf here, we have my favorite authors, Frederick Bachman and Emily Henry, which, not new, not revolutionary. I was a Frederick Bachman stan before the new, resurgence of love for him, which makes me very proud because he has been my favorite for years. But yeah, nothing crazy there. On this side, we have kind of like standalone favorites, so from authors that I haven't really read that much of, but these books were all 5 stars, and mostly 5 stars or very close to 5 stars on books that I have continuously thought about since finishing them. This is where they live. Here, and here are my TBR. I would say my immediate TBR because I've archived a lot of books and kind of just threw them around the house in random places because I obviously did not have enough space here for all of the books that I own. So, but a lot of the books that I did, I guess, archive are books that I really wouldn't be reaching for maybe at all or ever. So I'm not mad about them not having a space to live on this shelf. So that's that. And then on this shelf here, we have books that I've read that were just okay. I would say like between 3.5 and 4 star reads. That's where they live here. And yeah, that's just kind of where we're at right now. I will absolutely need another shelf. There's no room to grow here. But I love it. I love how it came out, and I just think it's so cute and homey, and it just also having the books in other random places around the house makes it feel so much homier, which I love. So yeah, thank you for coming and listening to me chat for possibly 25 minutes. But yeah, I really love how it came out, and I guess I will see you in the next video, which might be right in front of here. So act surprised when you see it next time. Bye.